All right, well, we begin our tour through some of my harmonica LPs with D. Ford Bailey, who was a big star, the first harmonica star. He was played on Grand Ole Opry Radio, a lot of train songs and kind of folk blues. Great stuff. Memphis Jug Band, Will Shade was the main harmonica player in the Memphis Jug Band. They were a great, good, timey, blues-oriented jug band. A couple of albums by them. Gus Cannon's Jug Stompers. They were another great blues-oriented jug band. Featured Noah Lewis on harmonica. Big influence on the early Sonny Boy Williamson and Hammy Nixon and some of the other Tennessee-oriented harp players. And here's some Noah Lewis and Jed Davenport recordings. Jed Davenport played also a similar style. Harmonicas Unlimited, that's Big Daddy Stovepipe there, early one-man band type of musician from the streets of Chicago. A couple of collections here, Blues Birdhead and Palmer Maccabee, and lesser-known players, Eddie Mapp, J. Bird Coleman, Sonny Boy Williamson, kind of the founder of the modern harmonica style. He took the old chordal-based harmonica style and was one of the first people to start playing solos on the harmonica. Big influence on Little Walter and Billy Boy Arnold and many of the modern players. Played with Big Bill Broonzy and people like that. His influence is not to be overestimated. Jazz Gillum, kind of a throwback a little bit. Played mostly in the 30s. Again, a very high, reedy kind of a style, more associated with the old chordal style. He wasn't as much of a technician as Sonny Boy 1, John Willie Williamson. Pretty darn good harp player though, and good songwriter and singer. Buddy Moss, mostly associated with the guitar, but actually a fine harmonica player with the Georgia Cotton Pickers and people like that in the 20s, early 30s. And Sonny Terry, the folk blues harmonica player. Forest City Joe was one of the earliest Sonny Boy Williamson #1 followers. Very good harmonica player, very obscure. Sonny Boy Williamson was murdered in Chicago in 1948, and about that time the harmonica started to become amplified. Little Walter, of course, is the big name in amplified harmonica, and certainly one of the very first to amplify the harmonica. Had a fabulous career, wrote lots of great songs, was a big influence on many, many harmonica players that followed in his footsteps. These next few albums here are fairly obscure. Little Walter really is the king of the amplified harmonica. And Walter Horton, another one who early on amplified the harmonica and also supposedly taught quite a few of the other up-and-coming harmonica players in the Memphis area. A fabulous harmonica player, great tone, a must to listen to. Here's an early album that he made on the Alligator label with Carrie Bell in support. Another fine harmonica player. Snooky Pryor also has claimed to be the one to first amplify the harmonica. Doesn't really matter who was first, they were all doing it, using small amplifiers or PA systems in the very earliest cases. Snooky Pryor just passed away recently. Sonny Boy Williamson, #2, Rice Miller, Willie Williams, Alec Ford, pick a name, he certainly did. Sonny Boy Williamson, #2. This is the famous Sonny Boy, the one everybody's familiar with. And a great harmonica player in a sometimes unamplified style. Another started in Memphis and moved to Chicago. Many of the blues artists started in the South and moved north. These are fairly obscure, these couple of albums. Howlin' Wolf, of course most people know him from his singing, but he's an excellent Sonny Boy Williamson influenced harmonica player. Sonny Boy 2, Rice Miller. And again, they work together, so it's not surprising. This picture actually has Howlin' Wolf in the fields with James Cotton and Little Walter. Quite an unusual picture. Little Junior Parker, also from the same time and school. Very Rice Miller influenced harmonica player. When people think about the Blues Brothers, I think Little Junior Parker is where a lot of that influence came from. The uptown music with down-home harmonica. down home guitar, playing along with horns, and Junior Parker. Excellent, well worth checking out. Frank Frost. Frank Frost was in the Crossroads movie. Again, a Sonny Boy Williamson influenced harp player, also played keyboards and guitar. Played with the Nighthawks, Robert Nighthawks offshoot band. And this is a compilation album with Jerry McCain, Frank Frost, and Sonny Boy Williamson playing with Arthur Big Boy Crudup. Memphis Harmonica Jam. Well, it's not really a jam, it's a collection of harmonica tracks from Memphis. Joe Hill Lewis, that's who's pictured. Walter Horton, Hot Shot Love. It's a kind of a obscure compilation. Joe Hill Lewis himself here. The Bebop Blues Boy, a one-man band, played drums with his feet, guitar and harmonica in the rack. Sometimes played with other people too. B.B. King played with Joe Hill Lewis in his earliest days. Dr. Ross, the harmonica boss, played left-handed, played the harmonica the other way around as well. Low end the right instead of the left. And there, Dr. Ross, the harmonica boss.